It's the Mark and HooGie Show, featuring this week's guest, Jon Harvey of Monster Truck.
Hey, what's up? It's the Mark and HooGie Show. Thanks for tuning in this week. I am Mark. That is, I still not used to
I know. I still go backwards.
Yeah, I'm still not used to it all, but make sure to visit us online, themarkandhoogieshow.com. Check out the merch page there. If you prefer, you can always listen to us instead of watching us. Maybe you're at the gym or something. We do have the podcast over there as well. And through your favorite podcast app, subscribe so you never miss anything. And subscribe to the YouTube page as well. Something just flew. Did you see that?
No, I was more laughing at your comment. If you prefer to listen to us instead of watching,
Well,
and then I thought, our wives don't do either. They don't listen or watch.
No.
So yeah.
And as I was doing that, it looked like something was floating down. Maybe it was snow. Oh no, not snow already.
No.
Or just dust from the ceiling. Maybe that means it's time to clean. I don't know. Either way, thank you to everyone who's been tuning in every week. We sincerely appreciate it. Got a lot of great guests that are still going to be coming up. If you have any suggestions, hit us up as well over at themarkandhoogieshow.com. Let us know.
Please.
Maybe there's somebody that we're not even thinking of. So
maybe there's something you like, something you don't like.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. And make sure to support all of our sponsors as well. We got a whole sponsor page with all those discount codes and all of that over at themarkandhoogieshow.com as well, plus the merch page and more. So go check it out today. We have a great guest today, a man named Jon Harvey from a cool band called Monster Truck. They hail from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And I've been a fan of these guys for so many years. I don't even remember how I got into them, to be quite honest, but I've gotten a lot of other people into this band now as well. They're pretty sweet. And they're actually one of Slash's favorite bands.
That is true.
Yeah. So we're going to chat with the singer/bass player of this pretty cool band called Monster Truck. Coming up in just a couple minutes, it's the Mark and HooGie Show. What's up? It is the Mark and HooGie Show. Thanks so much for tuning in today. And our special guest, we have Jon Harvey, Marv from Monster Truck.
How you doing?
What's going on, man? It is good to see your face.
It's thanks. It's good to be seen, I guess. It's been crazy, not much going on, but a lot going on at the same time. So it's a weird kind of world where we're not doing what we want, but we're still doing stuff. So it's been an interesting rip. Monster Truck just finished an acoustic EP, and we just finished our next full length. So we've been busy, but I'm sure HooGie can attest to this. But rather be on the road.
Well, definitely. Yeah, I think everybody would rather be on the road, right? And especially for Canadian bands, summer is really when you can do the extensive touring, right? No one wants to be touring Canada, at least in the winter.
We're idiots. We always tour Canada in the winter.
Well, that's just it. Here's the thing, and I've been saying this for years. Bands only make money in Canada in the winter because people aren't doing nothing. People are home. Yeah, they're bored. That's why you see coast to coast tours in the middle of February. Or I've never done a tour in Canada in the summer, and I've been doing this for 23 years.
Exactly.
You'll do a festival here, a festival there, but to start up from one end of the country to the other never happens.
No, you got to freeze your ass off. It's part of being a Canadian band. Yeah, it is true. I think it's like a rite of passage. Seriously, every major tour we've done in Canada has always been in February, January, maybe peaks into March.
White knuckling it, driving on the road to the next place.
Through the mountains, sheets of ice, good times. Go Canada.
Selling out of hoodies because everybody wants one because they're cold.
Right?
Yeah,
Or you play a festival on the way out and it's summer on the way out.
Yeah.
Or it's nice fall on the way out and you play, and everyone buys a hoodie and then you're screwed for every other show.
Right.
And then you pay the ship. Oh, whatever. Life is good. I'd still rather that than me sitting at home every day, I'll tell you.
So you guys are done a new album then? Is you guys completely finished recording and what now then? So is there anything left to do?
It's mixed master time now. So
nice.
I think we're there, and everyone seems really confident. I think it's awesome. I think it's the best thing we've done like since our first record. So
really,
oh yeah, I love it. I think it's I don't know why. I just we wrote these songs. Everyone's like, man, after we did True Rockers, and it kind of was a departure for us because we were trying to do new things, man. And you always have to kind of evolve, for lack of a better word. And so we tried a bunch of shit. And we did a whole bunch of stuff, and the record was kind of quick, and the songs weren't really as polished as they probably could have been. And we were with a different producer, so the comfort level was different. Not to make excuses, but we learned from that. And everyone's like, well, why don't you just make a Monster Truck record and try to sound like you? And so we went back with Rats, and this record, it sounds like us again. I think that we needed to hit a reset button after all the wildness. You know, it's just too many arena support tours makes your brain go like wacky.
Right.
You know, I could do this, but it's like, no, they're not here for you, son.
It's weird, but you can't please everybody because then you get the other side. Oh, fuck, every album sounds the same, you know? And it's like, but then you do change it up and it's like, well, now they don't sound like Monster Truck anymore. You know?
I learned real quick that Monster Truck is good at one fucking thing, and we should do that.
Drinking.
Well, no. Running a rock scene country, right? None of us drink anymore. I don't even know if Brandon's even drinking. I don't really drink. Steve quit drinking. Well, I mean, shit, we had a good run. So, yeah, I'm sure every band we'd open for can attest to that.
Well, we had a guest on here actually talk about you, Todd Kearns.
That was in the middle. That was before we had sense.
And meeting Lemmy.
Oh, dude, no! I puked my guts out that night. It was bad. Steve almost killed himself. He almost fell off the roof of the trailer because we were posing for a drunk photo. Life was weird, but you know, you age and well, I mean, it was crazy. It was our first like big tour. The Todd one was like, come on, you got to expect that kind of shit. It was the first time any of us had been on a tour of that magnitude in a new band.
Dude, I get it.
Lemmy was there and Slash was on stage, and then Lemmy and Slash did a song together, and I'm pounding Kettle One like it's water. You know, it gets away from you. But now, of course, because of all those stupid times, we all need to be like, okay, listen, it's changing me as a person. I better take it easy. You know?
The worst is when, the worst is when you go back to like, say, a hotel, and they're like, oh, we had to fumigate the room last time you were here. We remember you. I've had.
Sorry, go ahead, man.
How did you puke on the ceiling? Like I've had that. Like full on. Like 15 years ago was a different time.
Oh, dude, 10 years ago was a different time. I mean, we caught the end of it, but all the bands we were going on tour with were done partying. Yeah. So we're out there like, yeah, and they're all looking at us like, oh my god. Like, is this our
but at the same time, don't we want to be like, you know, fuck off because you guys were doing the same thing 10 years before that, right?
Here's something funny though, that people check you for a good reason. Like we were on, and it's the reason I quit drinking was because we were on tour with Godsmack in October 2019. Like I stopped drinking earlier this year because it was just ruining my life. But I was on that tour and I was still going pretty good. Like I was like taking it easy, maybe 4 or 5 beers a night, which is taking it easy for a guy in my position and who has cases of beer given to him every day. Yes. But really, I mean, seriously, they're setting up to be a career alcoholic here. But you're setting yourself up to, it's part of the life. You got to find balance, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, we were on tour with Godsmack and Sully came up to me one night and I'd had a few and he's like, you like drinking, eh? I was like, fuck. And then I started realizing every day that like, wow, I am kind of the only one drinking. You know, like we were out with Hailstorm too, and they were super nice. And Joe, and then they kind of tolerated my drunk ass. At the end of that tour, I realized, oh man, I'm making a fool of myself. Like for no reason except for the fact that I've been on the road too long and I'm depressed. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things where I should be enjoying this, and the drinking was preventing me from enjoying it. So the next tour we went on was we did a headline run in England, and we started it with 8. We did like a small pub kind of thing in England, like, you know, 300 or 400 people. And it was killer. It was super fun. And we had 8 in a row to start. And I'd never done 8 in a row. And I thought my voice was going to totally crap out, but I'd stopped drinking at that point. And I went in and we smashed 8 in a row, no problem, hour and a half every night. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not drinking anymore. And then we went out with Deep Purple, and it was like a totally different kind of like, you have a different respect level for what's going on when you are aware of what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of people get caught in that trap, and people are like, you know, why rock stars they have so tough. I'm a guy in like a small band, and that shit still got a hold of me. So it's like, you know, it's just out of boredom, people get wasted, and it just ends up taking over you. And like, it's kind of crazy. It's good to realize at this point. I wish I could go back and do some of those tours over, but you know,
it's true.
You had some fun.
Oh
least,
yeah,
you know.
I mean, I acted like an idiot a lot, but that's fine. I mean, it's shaped who I am now, and now that I look back on those moments, and maybe a better person, I think. So it's one of those things where you start to realize once you get the booze haze off that you're, you know, what kind of person you really are, you know. And that was a weird awakening for me because I'm kind of a dickhead.
So you guys also have an acoustic album. What was that like? Why the decision to start to do that?
Well, you gotta. I mean, people want it. Every radio station's got an acoustic fucking brunch or like, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah. No. I'm always telling bands, I'm like, please record acoustic stuff. Like there's a need for it.
And there's playlists on all these streaming sites that are just acoustic. And if you do, if we do a song, we're gonna get the rock acoustic playlist. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's good. We want those playlists. So the more we can kind of, it's weird. Everyone wants to put shit out now, but I think in this climate, we should all be like being a little more attached to the stuff we do. Mm-hmm. So that was the kind of approach Truck took, was like, okay, let's sit back and think, what can we do strategically to make this kind of keep our name in there, like throw our hat in the ring, but also let's not go crazy and release a bunch of stuff we can't tour, or release a bunch of things that, like, you know, we have no plan for. It just doesn't make any sense. So an acoustic EP was like, okay, how can we do something it doesn't compromise any new material, even though there's a new song on it, because, you know, we're classic pros at you know, being hypocritical, I guess. But it was something new to do without having to compromise any of our songs off our record. So which is what every band does. I mean, shit, it's like a live record or greatest hits. It's like, you know, you're just trying to, before it was to appease a record contract. Now it's to try to stay fucking relevant.
Or to get out of a record contract. No, it's like, shit, we need one more. Just toss out a live album and then a best of, and good, we're done now.
Yeah, now we're doing it to stay alive. So it's kind of it's a totally different fucking climate. But the acoustic thing's great, and we're label free, so we're trying to put stuff out a little bit to kind of like, let's see how it goes. If we put this out ourselves and do everything kind of in-house, because we recorded it all in our space and Brandon's mixing it, and it's all like pretty much, I don't know if he's gonna master, I don't know who's mastering it, but we're gonna release it ourselves, I think. Don't quote me on that one. Who knows? But it's just stuff like that. It's you got to stay in it, you know, and you got to stay practiced. You got to stay going, because I find that every time we take time off, we end up getting back in. It takes us forever to start acting like a good band again. Right. You know what I mean? I try to sing every day, and I don't. Yeah. But I try to, but just to keep it going, right? And I have vocal workouts and things like that I have to do, because, like, if I go back out there and I can't do an hour and a half, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like,
well,
just
it's a
like
muscle,
anyone,
right? You gotta continue to work it out. Did you guys change up the song? Like, you know, I always look at Chris Cornell, who, like, there's someone, when, you know, he would play songs live or acoustically, they never sounded the same, right? He would change things. And so do they still sound like the same song, or did you really kind of try to change them up a little, maybe enough, but, you know, to make it sound a little different? But
I think they're definitely hearken to the older versions, but they're different. Yeah. I go through that book where, like, it's like when Rage did that cover album and all the songs sounded like Rage, but they were I think that's the way you should cover a song. No one should ever cover the song verbatim. That's ridiculous.
Right.
So you should put your own spin on it, just because, in my opinion, I feel like if you're not doing that, what are you actually doing to improve that? Or how are you putting your mark on it? How are you? So we, even with our own songs, fun covering your own songs, because you're like, how do I fuck this up? But you know what I mean? You'd have to really, like, you know, at a moment, one of the tunes, I was looking at Jared when we were doing one of the songs, and I'm like, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, are we fucking this up? Like, are we messing up our own song here? But no, it ended up turning out amazing. Like, I wasn't aware of the whole vision of it. But Steve, our drummer, pretty much took our old songs, and we were like, have at it, bro. And he came back with arrangements, and, like, because he's a little bit more folk minded, he's got that kind of jam band more mentality. And we're like, you know, make these acoustic-y, jam it up. Yeah. And he did a great job. And we have, I don't know, there's a bunch of interesting ones. We did one song where we took out all the instruments and it's just a solo piano with strings in my voice.
Can you say which one that is?
It's Black Forest. And, yeah,
Nice.
it's okay. It sounds not so much like us, but I think I don't know. I think it's going to be good. I really enjoy what we did. So I haven't said that in a long time. So I'm quite happy with the way things are going with Monster Truck, because I don't know, you go through a lot of shit, and now it's nice to feel happy and rewarded. And like, even if no one else likes it, I think it's great.
Nice.
Well,
Can't wait to hear.
Yeah, you can't be writing things like, oh shit, I hope people like this.
Dude, I went through
think,
that.
Yeah, right. And that's when I think bands start getting into trouble too, though, is like when you're trying to write a song that's going to please people. Now I get it. You gotta a little bit, but you don't want it to be all that. Right?
Well, because you want it. Like, we're out there, we're doing fucking 2 months with Nickelback in Europe, and they're playing these arenas, and every night you get out there and it's like drugs. Like, it's not that it is. Yeah. You get out there, it's when you're out there, you're like, you're more than yourself. You're something crazy. You're yelling at 20,000 people, and maybe 10, maybe 5,000 and give a shit. But it's still there. The energy's still in there because they're waiting for this band that's way bigger than you. So you crave that feeling. And you're like, so how do I do that? How do I do a song that puts me where they are, so I get that feeling all the time? It's kind of a weird mentality. And then because of, like, you know, what I was, the amount I was drinking and things like that, your brain doesn't really work properly. You get put in this mindset where it's like, that's what I need. I need that. That's going to be the thing that gets me, you know? And I think, I think that's stupid. I think being yourself is how they got there. So how are you going to, do it by trying to write songs like them? It's a losing game, but it's hard, man. It's hard to get rid of that adrenaline is for real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know.
All right, we're going to take a really quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to play a little game called Would You Rather with Jon Harvey from Monster Truck. It's coming up on the Mark and HooGie Show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Adam Gontier from Saint Asonia, and you're watching the Mark and HooGie Show.
Spartan Brews Coffee Company, simply the best coffee in the world. Spartan Brews Coffee Company is determined to provide coffee drinkers an uncompromising roast that is extremely pleasing and provides a smooth taste with just the right amount of body that every coffee drinker will appreciate. Visit them online at SpartanBrews.com and use our promo code MAHS20 to save 20% off roasts. That's MAHS20 at SpartanBrews.com.
Why leave the house to go shopping when you can buy from your couch? BuyFromYourCouch.com strives to give their customers unique quality products and service at the absolute best price. Choose from one of their fashionable and washable masks and keep yourself and others safe. Plus, check out their top quality shirts, bar supplies, and more. Just visit BuyFromYourCouch.com.
Trupira CBD, a new CBD brand from the creators of Incredibles. Love yourself and enhance your wellness with trustworthy CBD products by Trupira. Use our promo code MH15 at checkout and save 15% on your order at Trupira.com. That's promo code MH15 at checkout over at Trupira.com.
Bestronics Pro Audio, providing high-end and durable audio cables for the professional musician. All cables are custom made to order and manufactured right in the USA using premium components. Check out our custom pedal board and rack builds. Visit best-tronics.com and don't forget to follow us on our socials.
Homegrown Boone's Bourbon, founded by American singer-songwriter Tyler Boone from the Striped Pig Distillery in Charleston, South Carolina. It's 117% proof, 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley. True American-made bourbon, aged in brand new American white oak charred barrels. Order a bottle online today. DrinkBoonesBourbon.com. Will soon be available in Edmonton, Canada, and in Europe. Would You Rather is brought to you by Spartan Brews Coffee Company. Visit them online at SpartanBrews.com and make sure to use promo code MAHS20 to save 20% off all roasts. That's promo code MAHS20 to save 20% off all roasts at SpartanBrews.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Mark and HooGie Show. Welcome to Spartan Brews presents Would You Rather. Save 20% using MAHS20 at SpartanBrews.com. So,
we love coffee. By the way, Marv, you should try this Spartan Brews.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the coffee. It is so good.
Okay.
And I know you're a big coffee guy.
Yep. I'm drinking it right now.
SpartanBrews.com. So, Marv, here we go. Would you rather? We're going to present you a question, 2 options. You let us know what you're thinking. So, would you rather get away with lying every time or know when someone's always lying to you?
Oh, that's a deep one. I thought it was going to be like, would you rather like a taco or a quesadilla? I would rather getting away with lying isn't satisfying. I'm too honest a person. Like that's my that sucks. I know it's a fault of mine sometimes, seriously. But like when knowing other people are lying, sometimes I don't. I think I'm good in the dark both ways. Like as bad as it feels, I just kind of want to go through being like, yeah, I think you're lying, but that's okay.
Okay.
You know? But if I had to choose, I'd probably choose getting away with it, just in case when I really had to do it, I was just like the DiCaprio meme.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Would you rather you can only choose one? Would you rather only play bass or only sing?
See, only playing bass is so easy, man. It's so seriously. I hate to say it like that. Bass is not like, but singing and playing bass, and just singing is way harder than just playing bass. To be honest with you, though, I don't think I'd be able to do it now without a microphone. So I probably have to sing. I'd be like playing bass. I'd be like, let me say something. Like,
well, you hear sometimes like, so was it? Ian Thornley, for example, says like, he can't sing without the guitar anymore. And that's why, because I don't know but I've talked to him before about it, where he like auditioned for Velvet Revolver, and they were like, well, okay, but we don't want you playing the guitar. We already got 2 guitarists, and he's like, but I don't know how to do it. Like, it's like a safety blanket. He's like, I don't know how to do it without the guitar. And they're like, well, no, we want like a singer who's going to run around, right? Like Scott Weiland. And he's like, yeah, I can't do it. Like, sorry.
Totally not running around.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
That's the way. That's singer for sure, because just the attention grabbing nature of human beings.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, would you rather wear leather pants or a leather jacket?
Oh, leather jacket for sure. Jacket all the way.
Right away, just knows.
Who in the band would wear the pants?
Brandon. I wore them for a while when the band first started. I had a pair of green or like dark forest green leather pants, and they were like so 70s, and I wore them once because everyone made fun of me and I discovered it. It's like everyone in the band, we were going to London to see the Sheepdogs open for Kings of Leon, so I was going to wear my fucking leather pants. And we get there, and it was kind of cool. And people it was at the time where like we'd tour with the Dogs, and like everyone knew who we were too, and it was kind of cool, like being there, and like everyone made fun of my leather pants. All the guys in the Dogs, all the guys in my band, the girlfriends. It was just like a failure that was destined to happen.
All right. Would you rather live with Jer or Brandon?
I've lived with both of them. I actually recently lived with Brandon last year. So would I rather live with Jer or Brandon? See, that's a different thing.
Right.
Because Brandon you just won't see at all. Jer you interact with every day. Yeah. You're gonna have a meal or a conversation or something like that. Would I rather Jer? I don't know. Both of them are fine. I've lived with both of them. I've spent far too much time with both of them.
Can I choose neither at this point?
Well, I'd take Jer for a short term.
Okay. So, would you rather sing at karaoke a little bit of Led Zeppelin or AC/DC?
Oh, AC/DC.
Yeah? What would you go with?
The problem with Zeppelin is you have to do the timbre, right? You have to get the timbre right. Everyone's like, oh, it doesn't sound like Robert Plant. That's why that kid from Greta Van Fleet can do it, because he's got that thing. He can hit that one part that of his voice is go, oh, it sounds like Robert Plant. It's like, thing. And I'm like, right on. But no, I'm not kidding. Like, the kid sounds just like him. He's doing the exact same things with his voice, but more power to him. But
although they remember when they said they didn't know who? Oh no, I've never heard Led Zeppelin before.
We grew up listening to Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I've never heard Deep Purple. But, ever. Never ripped them off either. But they're nice about it. But I would probably, if I was going to do it, Thunderstruck's always fun because people know it. You know what I mean? It's that song that people are always like, yeah, and it pumps people up. So,
in your green leather pants.
In my green leather pants. With brown boots and a Queen shirt. I forget what color it was. I think it was black, but it had like one of those iron-on sparkle 70s. You know what I'm talking about? The 70s shirts that had those big, like, sparkly, like, pictures of Queen that say Queen. That's okay. Me. There it is, man. There's the full picture.
Nice. So are you saying, would you do the Bon Scott or the Brian Johnson?
Well, see, Bon Scott's got too much character, so Brian Johnson's. I like safety in karaoke. I've botched a few Bad Company songs pretty harshly in some pretty situations where I was like, I wish I hadn't done that. So,
I originally was going to have beer in this, but since you don't drink beer, I had to get rid of that. So I'll change it up.
I do, but not like an idiot. Like one or two a week instead of 40.
Okay, then I'll keep it then. Would you rather live in a world with no coffee or no beer?
Oh, no beer's fine.
Yeah.
I'll drink wine.
And that's why I was like, well, I need to change it up. Okay, so let's say no coffee or no tacos.
No tacos.
Tacos is fine. Like, get rid of those. Coffee's essential, man.
It is.
It really is. My life.
So you told me to invest in the AeroPress, which I did, and holy shit, you were not kidding around.
It's a good machine.
Dude, it is it's changed my life. Like, I thought I drank good coffee before. This has changed the game. Like,
I got this supermarket coffee the other day, and I thought it was going to be terrible, and I used the AeroPress, and it wasn't bad. I'm telling you. Used the French press? Mm-mm.
Yeah. And that's what I thought. I'm like, it's just going to be just like a French press. It's not at all.
Pressure.
Yes.
Weiderman's got a whole thing. He's got a regiment that he does. We both have hand grind. I don't think he has a hand grinder anymore.
The Hario?
I use a Hario ceramic hand grinder.
Dude, Hoogie's like, seriously?
Dude, it takes forever to make a coffee, and trust my girlfriend probably.
I got yelled at this morning by my wife because my Keurig tastes like shit. So
there you go.
Well, I mean, it's a Keurig. AeroPress. And it's so fast. It's just as fast as the Keurig. By the time the Keurig warms up and all that shit. Anyways. All right. Well, there we go. And now you learned a little bit about coffee, too. Spartan Birds presents Would You Rather. Again, use that promo code MAHS20. Save 20% at SpartanBrews.com. All right, we're going to come back. We got some listener questions for Jon Harvey, a monster truck, right here on the Mark and Hoogie Show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Eric Bass from the band Shinedown, and you are watching the Mark and Hoogie Show.
Adventure Mystic is Mystic, Connecticut's premier paddle sports destination, featuring bike, kayak, and paddleboard rentals, sunrise, sunset, and full moon paddle events, kayak and paddleboard lessons, tours, and private parties, paddleboards, skateboards, snowboards, and so much more. Now shipping anywhere in North America. Order online at adventuremystic.com and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Support the Mark and Hoogie Show by purchasing your very own Mark and Hoogie Show merch. Shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, and even flip-flops. You know you want to walk all over them, just like their kids do. So head over to the merch page at themarkandhoogieshow.com today.
Rev Amplification is committed to innovation, tone, and service. Check out the new Alpha Series, the all-new G20 and D20, as well as our great line of pedals. The plan from the start with the G-Series pedals was to recreate the tone of our amplifiers. You can pick that up in one of the three options, the G2, G3, and G4 pedals, and they're available today over at RevAmplification.com.
WB Gear. We are determined to help get artist endorsement and the gear you need. Featuring brands such as SIT Strings, Prestige Guitars, Bestronic Pro Audio, Rev Amplification, Guitar Gifts for You, Neat Audio, Big Ben's Nut Sauce, Intune Guitar Picks, Mental Case Inc., Rockstock Pedals, and Barefoot Buttons. New artists can apply at WBGear.com today.
Prestige Guitars. We manufacture both solid and semi-hollow body electric guitars, bass guitars, and acoustics, using only the top components. Whether you're on stage, in the studio, or at home, Prestige Guitars will ensure that you sound, feel, and look the best each and every time you pick it up. Check out our new custom shop online at prestigeguitars.com. Ask a Question is brought to you by Adventure Mystic. Adventure Mystic is Mystic, Connecticut's premier paddle sports destination, featuring bike, kayak, and paddleboard rentals, paddleboards, skateboards, snowboards, and so much more. Now shipping anywhere in North America. Order online at adventuremystic.com and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Hey, what's up? It is the Mark and HooGie Show and Adventure Mystic presenting Ask a Question, adventuremystic.com. We got John from Monster Truck joining us today, and we've had a lot of questions sent in for you, sir. So let's get right to them. Here we go. Our first question on the Mark and HooGie Show.
Hey, Mark and HooGie. Thanks for having me on. I had this question for John. Actually, it's something I thought about several times. Some people might not be familiar with the side project John has, J.D. Harvey and the Inner Demons, but it's a big contrast between that and Monster Truck. Every time I hear it, which I dig, by the way, I've always often wondered, where did you come up with the desire to create that type of music? Was it a family influence? Was it something you discovered on your own? Something I always wanted to ask you, buddy. Thanks.
Man, well, I'll tell you, I could hear his dogs whining in the background. I was like, oh. But dogs are like, pay attention to me. But yeah, I do like a blues. I did a blues thing, and it's really just I don't know. I always wanted to write blues songs because that's what I grew up listening to through my father. And yeah, it's called J. Harvey and the Inner Demons, and it's okay. I've done a few things, and I'm working right now on getting a record finished, but it's. It's hard. You got to make sure it's good. I got to make sure it's right. And I'm pretty anal about this project. So it's kind of gone through a whole bunch of different steps so far. But yeah, I think I'm pretty close to something wicked. So hopefully get in the studio into this year and then figure it out. But yeah, it's all the blues, man. I mean, that's the only thing I'm going to do from now on. I'm pretty sure. I don't really have any other. That's the thing I'm best at, maybe is the way to put it.
Well, you guys had the kind of the collaboration with Blackstone Cherry.
Yeah.
Well, which was pretty cool.
That was fun. Hey, we did it over the internet. It was really interesting. I'm like, yo, you guys want to write some riffs? And then we'll talk kind of thing. And then we kind of like passed it back and forth and did the Zooms and it was really easy. Those guys are super easy to work with because they're a machine. They know everyone knows what they're supposed to do. And they get in, they do it. And like we're kind of organized like that, but not quite as close. And like I'm really glad that this guy Jordan Westfall mixed it, and I'm super glad that he got a hold of my vocal because when I recorded it, I was like, I hope this is good enough. I've sung the song 3 or 4 times. Like we put it together in less than a month, so it was kind of like, or like a little bit more than a month, I think. But we weren't. No one was putting their 100% into it. They were doing a record, and like we were still. It was locked down crazy, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a great song. It's called Love Become Law, and the band's called the Cherry Truck Band. Yeah. And I think we might do an EP later on down the road. But I mean, really, they just put out a record, and we got a record coming out. You know how it is.
Ben Wells just texted me.
Oh, there you go.
He's good. I was chatting with him yesterday.
That's amazing.
All right, let's go to our next question.
Hey, John. It's Kaylin from Hamilton, Ontario. Got a question for you. What was it like touring with Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators? Have any cool road stories about touring with them? Hope all's well and stay safe.
Well, it's a big fan of you guys.
We've done 2 with him. Yeah. We did one in North America and then one in Europe. And the first time it was just like, holy shit, every day. The first day we drove from Hamilton to Portland in one shot. I think it was like 48 hours. That was kind of the thing we were into back then. I don't know why. Like we'd be like, yeah, we'll start a tour. We'll be there in 3 days. It's cool. We'll just stay in hotels on the way. It's like, what are we fucking doing? Why don't we just fly and ship the gear? But it wasn't even within our realm at that point. Right. Like we'd done one other tour, I think, with Diener's band from Fubar across the West Coast. Well, we did all of Canada, but in Alberta, we must have played 14 shows. I think it's the most shows we ever played in Alberta, which if anyone's familiar with Alberta, that's just ludicrous because
it's actually not though. Like I remember back in the day working for a Kiss tribute band, Black Diamond, and we played we would literally do 2 weeks in Alberta, like a show every day. It was insane.
There's a market for like 200 people. If you can bring 200 people and you're a good rock band, there's a market there.
Yeah.
Peace River and it's wild, dude. But
I say that's Northern Ontario. I feel is like that too, because literally, especially if you go in the winter, there's nothing else to do. Like Thunder Bay, like Helix is one of those bands that'll play Thunder Bay every 2 months, and because there's nothing to do. So it's like, well, what are you doing? I guess we'll just go see Helix tonight.
Well, you think about it too, like Thunder Bay's in the middle, like all these cities are in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, even North Bay, like what's around North Bay, and then like the Sioux, like who goes to the Sioux? It's even out of the way.
Or like Kenora and like all the there's nothing. Timmins, right?
You
there's
just slay in Timmins.
Yeah.
we did. So we before that we had barely did any touring. So we dead-eyed to Portland. And we got to the show and we're like, holy shit, Slash is like in the building. And for some reason, there was a common room in the basement and 3 dressing rooms. And we had a dressing room, and then there was another dressing room in the middle of Slash's, and then it was his band's dressing room. And there was like a common area where like everyone was hanging out. So I'm like sitting in my dressing room and I peek my head out. Slash is like in the hallway. I'm like, holy shit. Right? I'm like, this is happening. I'm like, dude is right there. Like, and this is like Slash, like for something like I wasn't really a Guns N' Roses fan. I was into punk when that stuff was happening. So I was always like, Guns N' Roses. It was a little before my time, weirdly enough. I look old, but I'm not that old. But but I was still like, it's a guitar god. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's still Slash, especially and then
fucking Slash.
When he's all in the getup with the top hat, like that. I've seen Slash backstage twice, and one time he was just in sweatpants and stuff, and I'm like, it's still Slash. But then when you see him in the getup, it's like, holy shit! Like he's wearing the hat. Like that's like, oh my god! It's still it's Slash, right?
Dude, my Slash moment. I remember it was I think 2012. I was out with Lamb of God at the time, and they were over there touring. And Fitzy and Todd, we know Canadian Mafia. We go way back. So they wanted to come watch Lamb of God on stage in my Guitar World, and I'm doing my thing and whatnot. I checked for Willie and John Campbell, the bass player, and John would go through multiple joints throughout the show, and I would roll them, tune guitars, I'd do everything right. Fast forward a couple months later, this is when they went through that whole Czech Republic thing with Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Fitz had me out to it was Rock the Park in London, and I show up and Slash is standing there and he looks at me and goes, I remember you. You were the dude who was tuning guitars and rolling joints in Europe. And I'm like, he goes, you didn't miss a step. I'm like, no way. Slash remembers standing next to me. Okay, cool.
That was one of the moments for me too, where I was like, when we got home after that tour, I turned to one of my buddies and I'm like, this sounds super weird, and don't look at me like I'm an idiot, but Slash knows who I am. But the funny that I was after I said it, I was like, fuck, that was so stupid. But but yeah, we did that whole tour. But the weirdest part for me is that first night I got the most like in my face Slash interactions, because like he had his guitars down in the areas, so I got to play one of his, or I did play one of his guitars when he was on stage, and then I came down after he played and after we did our merch table thing. And I ripped down the stairs, and he's sitting in the middle of the room with just a towel around his waist and a towel on his head. And he's like, "What's up, dude?" And I was like, "What the hell?" Like, this is surreal. And I sat down beside just a toweled Slash and had a conversation. So, I mean, along the way, that guy he's been so incredibly gracious to us, and he's been so cool. And like, we're really lucky that he kind of took us under his wing. He took us on an amazing tour in Europe, and the Canadian / US one we did was unreal. So we've been really lucky. I mean, a lot of bands have really helped us out. I mean, my camera. A lot of bands have really helped us out along the way, and I think we owe a lot to a lot of people just to teach us have shown us the right way to do things and how to present ourselves and how to act and not be complete fools. Even if we learned that last year.
The cool thing about that too, though, is when now you guys, because it happened to you, now you guys will also then maybe take another band under your wing eventually, right? Like
Totally.
I think so. When you have someone do that to you, it's just passing it on, right?
Yeah.
Well, and see, we were never that bad. I mean, I'm mostly talking about myself. Like Brandon's pretty much in control. He does a lot of the tour managing for us now because, like, why not? He's there, and it's, you know what I mean. Right. And when we want to do tours, like arena tours, it's nice to only take about 6 guys and go and do it. When you're supporting someone, it's like it's dope to do it like that because you just, you're self-contained. We do our own stuff, and we usually get the headliner text, check out 1 or 2 every once in a while, but that's kind of the way we were going. But like it's weird. There's bands that I see that are just like, dude, you're never gonna get to a spot because you're so off the rails. Like you still have to have a certain sense about you to even like start being able to get a reputation as a good support band, which is crazy. That's what we are, the professional support band.
All right, let's go to our next question.
Hey, John, thanks for taking my question. Have to admit, I'm a brand new fan of Monster Truck, but Sweet Mountain River is one of my new favorite tunes. Got a question about creativity. How do you stay creative? How do you stay creative when things are just kind of slowing down, getting sluggish, and maybe not feeling it? What are some exercises or things that you do to open up the creative juices and get new stuff going?
That's a good question. To be honest, man, I can't stop that stuff. I've always been I always try to shut myself down, but I'm always kind of trying to play guitar and write songs, which is just a curse. But to be honest, what I like to do, if I'm not feeling it, I usually try to find some other art that I'm feeling and try to inspire myself. There's a Clive Davis documentary on Netflix. It's absolutely nuts. If you're a musician and you want to think of someone who's got an ear and inspiration for songs, like that documentary on Netflix was so inspiring to me because it's one guy that basically revolutionized all of music. And I think it's possible maybe for anyone. I mean, you just got to think about what's best for you and do what's best for you. And if it's not working, walk away for an hour. Or like, I'm a sucker for zoning out on reality TV. I got like like the really cheesy reality TV ones where you just like it totally shuts your brain down.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, give me some Love Island, And seriously, I'm watching season 1 of Love Island right now. Me and my old lady, we both need to shut our brains down. We're just like, Love Island. And it's the most vapid thing I've ever witnessed. And it's just terrible, but it's also like, I'll pick up my guitar and play while I'm watching it. And like, you know what I mean? It's like, there's no way to really shut it all down. But like, I say just to find ways to be inspired. There's inspiration for everyone everywhere. You just have to be open to it.
I'm just thinking, I'm like, please tell me you guys are going to have some concept album that's like based on Love Island.
No, it's starting to wrap my brain, man. I'm almost done with it. It's starting to really wrap it. But there is
not on that, but on The Bachelor, absolutely.
But I will say, the new Bachelor, that's terrible. My girlfriend's watching it, and I watched one episode. I'm like, forget it.
Oh, geez.
Not for me. But that's not vapid enough. I need something absolutely disgusting. But it's kind of a funny thing where it's like
RuPaul.
That's what it takes, RuPaul's Drag Race is too entertaining. It's too entertaining for me. I get too invested in it. I want something that I hate these people. Like it sounds so brutal. You know what I mean? It sounds so brutal, but their problems are so stupid. And it's like I want problems like that. Dumb ones,
You were like the last person that I would have ever thought would be watching like all this reality TV.
Who gives? Every once in a while, you just got to give in to the fact that this is just like you're not going to escape media, and the easiest way to escape it for me is to not have control of it and just let media come to me and smash me in the face. You know what I mean? Because it's really the only time you can shut your brain off. We're conditioned now to always be looking at screens and always be stimulated. I mean, the human mind must be more active now than it ever has been. And the only way for me to shut that down is to watch people try to date each other and fail.
You know what? I will say one thing that upsets me about the reality TV. I was really hoping for more sex and more nudity. Like we need,
Christians, man, Christians. There you go, American
like
Christians.
Big Brother. Like I thought Big Brother. Remember, like when Big Brother came out, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna see everybody banging each other and everything's uncut." And it's like it ain't uncut. I don't see anything.
Dude, there's a couple of them.
Showcase on a Friday night.
Yeah, like
back when you were a kid.
Temptation Island's pretty good, man. It's racy. They're all stuck on that island, all sandy.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our next question.
Hey, Jon, this is Nick. I hope you're well, man. I know we've never met and we don't know each other, but I'm a fan of yours, and I remember seeing a music video, and maybe it was the first single that really broke in the U.S. And I remember watching you play and sing. You've got an incredible voice, can really sing, and you're also doing wicked stuff on the bass. And in my mind, I'm a guitar player, and for me, fronting a band, it's hard enough to sing and play rhythm guitar. And so I'm just wondering what it's like. How was your process? Is it something that you grew up doing? Because I know that playing bass, requires like a different part of the brain, and the bass is always moving and it's walking and it's doing its thing. Like it blows my mind that somebody could be doing that, but then also be singing complex melodies in tune on top of them. So it's massively impressive. And I'm just curious how that was for you. If it's something that you, like I said, you grew up doing, so it's second nature, or maybe it's something that you did one or the other first and you tried to incorporate it. And how did you become so proficient at it? Because it is very impressive. So that's my question.
To be honest with you, it came out of necessity. I started playing bass and singing because nobody else wanted to sing in my first band. And I don't know, I always kind of sang. So it was either that or backups, and I was cool with either one. Even when Monster Truck started, I wasn't really supposed to be lead singer. Me and Jay were going to kind of share it. And, Brandon was going to sing a couple songs. It was going to be like a thing where everyone kind of sings and has fun. It was supposed to be like a party, right? And then I started writing songs and singing them, and they're just like, well, I guess you're the singer then. And I was like, okay, cool. But I mean, even then I wasn't shit hot at all. But I think the whole thing with playing bass and singing was out of necessity, because I have an ear for melody, I guess, naturally. It must. I mean, and so I just it just worked for me. The weird part about playing bass, though, is the rhythm. And the best thing about playing hard rock or metal is the rhythm's the same a lot. So you can kind of just sing around it. I mean, I'm not Sting, but like it's even that Police stuff's easier for me to get my head around now. But I literally started playing in this band that was like a math rock band when I was young. And it was basically just me screaming over trying to play like complex. It was mostly time stuff rather than shred stuff. And it was really, it really taught me how to separate the two. And I think just doing that from the ages of 18 to 28, from when we started Monster Truck, and just always kind of playing in like metal-y type things and always having different things going on, it just came fairly easy. Singing, however, is super hard and takes forever to learn, and I probably will never learn it fully.
More job security being the singer, though, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, come on. What are they doing, right? What are you going to do? You get rid of the voice? Is that what you're going to do? You going to Van Halen me? Cool. Maybe that was tasteless.
Yeah, all good. It wasn't the singer that died.
I know. That was a tragedy. I'm super sad that happened.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, the guy was sick for a long time. But I mean, wow, what a contribution to
right. I know, and that's the thing. It's like he was sick for so long. We all knew eventually it could happen, but I still don't think any of us expected it.
No, it was kind of like, it's kind of like Magic Johnson when he announced he had HIV like in the 80s, and everyone's like, well, there goes Magic. But like, no, he's still kicking. He's totally fine. It was kind of the same way I looked at Eddie Van Halen. It's like, yeah, he's got throat cancer. I'm like, yeah, but there's doctors. But I mean, it gets the best of us all. And I just, my heart goes out to his family. Holy crap.
Absolutely. And our final question, it comes to us from...
Actually, let me interrupt you.
Uh-oh, do we have one more question?
I have a question right here. I'm going to play it, and then we'll edit it all up later.
Right on.
What up, my man?
Stand by.
Mr. Harvey, how are you doing? It's your buddy Ben here from Black... What up, my man?
Can you hear that?
John, Mr. Harvey, how are you doing? It's your buddy Ben here from Blackstone Cherry. Hey, I hope you're doing great up there in Canada, eh? And how to do that. Anyway, I want to know, I know you're a fan of this as well, your Adidas tracksuits. I need to know, how many different tracksuits do you own? And are you a fan of the polyester material or like the sweatsuit material? The world wants to know.
Oh, man.
Ooh,
that's good because the polyester material is the original, right? That's the 70s one. Right now, I have one. one tracksuit only, and it's
but you only have one. How do you?
I'm only rocking one.
How? Did the other ones just wear out? Like
no, I just you got to have a small amount of clothing for me. I like to keep my closet like a tour suitcase, where if I need to take everything, I just throw it all in and go. So one suit at a time.
All right.
I just have a black and white, like black with white stripes Superstar right now. But yeah, my girlfriend's probably got about, I don't know, 10 or 12. She loves them. I used to have different ones, but the black and white is just too classic for me until I can find, like, you got it, just black with crazy stripes is the only thing I ever look for. It's the best, though. Who doesn't want to wear a tracksuit? Everyone's like, corn. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm comfortable.
I've never worn a tracksuit in my life.
Really?
Oh, dude, so sick. You should totally get one just to try. Get a velour one and treat yourself.
Comfy.
Yeah.
We should get matching Mark and HooGie ones.
Oh, my God.
Dude, you guys totally should.
We could wear them when we do the show.
Damn right.
Take it on the road.
You know what I'm really wanting to try lately is because I've heard good things, and don't judge. Lululemon sweatpants, I've been told, are the best. It's like you're wearing nothing at all.
I can't do it.
I can't do it because the name.
Yeah, I just it's just
and they're like $100, like over $100 for a pair.
I know, and what do I like? I don't know. I'm not into that guys wearing tights vibe. That's not my thing.
Well, no, they're not tight though. They're sweatpants.
Yeah, are they? Are you sure? They're slim fit.
They're slim
fit.
I don't know.
No slim fit for me. No jeggings.
I got to say, I'm with you on this one, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Give me a jeans with some room. But like seriously, like even the Lululemon, like I'm sure they're wicked, but like I don't know. There's I'll tell you what. Here's a funny tip. Go to Winners and look through their track pants section. You'll find some sick like running pants. Those are the most comfortable ones, and they're like $30, and they weigh nothing, and like that's your track pants. I guarantee you buy a pair of those, you'll be like, all right, he was right.
You know what we need to do? If you guys ever decide to finally play a show in Windsor, because you never do, let's. I think we should do a contest where you can win a day where you go out with John and you hit up Winners looking for like track pants.
Dude, yeah. I will find you track pants. I'm a genius with that stuff.
Okay.
We'll go to the outlet mall. I'll hook you up. I'll find you something awesome.
All right, and let's go to our final question right now. Here it is from Red Cup Jeff.
Hey, Moses and HooGie. Welcome back. Red Cup Jeff checking in again. This time, I've got a question for a man called Jon Harvey. He plays bass and sings in a band called Monster Truck. They won Junos. I mean, they've got 3 albums, 2 EPs. I mean, they have 2 songs in 2 different EA NHL video games. Not too bad. I mean, they even have the goal song for when the Maple Leafs score. Unfortunately, we don't get to hear it very often because it is the Leafs. But, yeah. So, I've got a question. I want to know. Everyone wants to know. If you had the choice of one of the 3, which would you choose? 1, you can get a 2-year tour touring the world, but you have to open up for Nickelback. Or, number 2, you could be nominated for a Grammy, a rock Grammy, but you're up against Justin Bieber. Or, number 3, the Toronto Maple Leafs could win the Stanley Cup, but you'd have to sacrifice one of your bandmates. So, which one would you choose and why? That's my question. I'm looking forward to the answer. Until next time, Red Cup Jeff, out.
He's not going to like it because he said my answer like it was negative. He's like, well, you're going to do a 2-year tour with Nickelback. Oh, yeah, that'll hurt me a lot. That was the worst time of my life. I'm going to take the Nickelback thing just because it's the most fun I've ever had. And it's seriously, I'll be honest with you, I never liked them growing up. No, not at all. But they're awesome dudes. And
they are.
Everyone that goes to their shows has the best time I've ever seen. We haven't toured with any other band where the crowd walks away that happy. I'll be 100% honest. That guy gives it, and like what you like, but people that hate people when they don't even know them is super weird, just based on what kind of music they play. I hate a lot of bands, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna like go out of my way to say anything about it. It's just like, oh, you're cool, yeah, right on. It's kind of a really interesting situation. But yeah, Nickelback's the best. Are you kidding me? They paid us way too much. They took care of us way too well. They're amazing. They don't, they just want to have fun. They want you to have a good time. So like, yeah, 2 years. That's great. I wonder how much we get for 2 years. Probably not a lot. Tell me to listen.
And you're playing to sold out crowds every night. How can you hate that?
We played in places we've never played before, sold out, like in Sydney, Australia, to 17,000 people. Like, how do you get mad at getting an opportunity like that? Right? Not only that, they flew us to Australia and flew us around Australia and hooked us up and we paid as much as we had to make that happen, but they definitely didn't make it hard. Right. It's and that's the kind of thing. And people willing to put their skin out for you because they want to be involved in what you're doing. And for us, that was incredibly encouraging, especially a band that huge. It's like, and there's a lot of bands that will attest to the same thing. They go out with Nickelback and it's the best. I've never heard anyone ever say anything negative about being on tour with that as a whole. Like, I've never heard anyone have like a really bad experience. And I've seen these guys personally go through stuff on the road and they still don't let it get through to everything else. It's wicked. I don't know. I really like, I really think that's an easy one because, why would you not want to have fun for 2 years?
Right. All right, there we go. Adventure Mystic presenting Ask a Question, adventuremystic.com. All right, we're going to wrap up in just a couple minutes with John from Monster Truck here on the Mark and HooGie Show.
Hey everybody, David Ellison here. You are listening to and watching The Mark and HooGie Show.
Guitar gifts for you. A personalized guitar strap. They're embroidered, affordable, and professional looking for that electric, acoustic, classical, or even bass guitar player. All guitar straps sold are genuine Levy's products. And they're all fully adjustable. GuitarGiftsForYou.com. That's Guitar Gifts, the number 4, the letter U.com.
The meanest beard products in the world. HooGie here, and I gotta tell you, I've been utilizing the meanest beard product in the world for some time right now. It's helped my beard come in full, luscious, and, well, what more can I say? Save 15% using the meanest beard discount code MB15MH. Find us on the web at meanbeardco.com.
SIT Strings is celebrating 40 years. We believe that great tone starts with great strings. Manufactured in Akron, Ohio, we're a small but mighty company made up of guitar players, bass players, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, country music fans, metalheads, 80s rockers, and even the occasional jam band guy. Visit us online at sitstrings.com.
Support the Mark and HooGie Show by purchasing your very own Mark and HooGie Show merch. Shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, and even flip-flops. You know you want to walk all over them, just like their kids do. So head over to the merch page at themarkandhoogieshow.com today.
DeanBlundell.com is Canada's premier blog and podcast network. Our unique group of broadcasters, athletes, writers, and production specialists cover platforms that range from music, sports, radio and television, marketing, self-help, and even comedy. 11 podcasts, over 20 bloggers. Pure content madness. Check it out for yourself at DeanBlundell.com.
Hey, I'm Bob Tyrell, and you're watching The Mark and HooGie Show.
Hey, what's up? It is The Mark and HooGie Show. Thanks for tuning in. Jon Harvey from Monster Truck has been our special guest this week, and we've touched on a lot of stuff, to be quite honest. I'm trying to think, like, is there anything we haven't touched on?
Yeah, I like talking.
So what do you have planned for the rest of the year? I know it's kind of tough to say with everything that's going on, but you did, mention earlier you guys do have a new album in the works, an acoustic album as well. So I guess it's trying just to finish that, I guess, at this point, right?
Yeah, just finish and mix and master of the new record, and then get the acoustic EP kind of ready to shelf and get out there, and then it's kind of just artwork and things like that, and then keep moving on because we're probably going to need another record by next fall. So this is how it is now.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a cover EP in the spring. It's this is how our life works. So now, considering the way the streaming gods work, we pretty much all got to keep putting shit out all the time. Whether it be, no matter what. So you're going to see a lot of stuff from us because I think we're just got so much material that we haven't released.
Well, you guys are doing it all kind of on your own too, right? So at that point, you can kind of release it whenever you want. You're
Well,
not
I
like
mean,
it's
a
not.
lot of it has. See, when you do it on your own, everything is your problem. All the expenses are your problem too. So it's one of those things where it's like, you know, that radio single that would go to radio, that'd be shot by Frontside or by Universal or someone else. It's not shot by. We'd have to hire someone now. Like Universal's not hiring them, or you know, Dynalo's not hiring them. We are. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like all making sure all the ducks are in a row. If you're going to do it out on our own, that's why it's so hard for a lot of artists to do it, because it really, like young artists, it makes sense to put things out yourself. Put it on the spot, put it on Apple Music yourself, because then the royalties go straight to you. You don't got to deal with anybody.
Well,
if they happen,
but it is nice to have that team behind you.
Oh, are you
that are
kidding me?
vouching
It's
for you,
invaluable. We wouldn't be anywhere without Dynalo, and that's why it's kind of like that's why I'm kind of wishy-washy on it. Because I'm like, yeah, we could do it ourselves, but if you did have a Universal behind you, you know, like that's how things work. They got a machine that they throw that they pump out, and you know, it's the new climate in music makes everything so indeterminate, and us being free agents at a time in that. It's interesting.
There's pros and cons, I think, and just like everything in life, right?
And that's the thing, and it's hard to make decisions until anything's presented. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. It's an interesting life. The financial world is completely changing as we speak. You know, the entire social fabric of the planet Earth is changing.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what's gonna. We'll get some stuff out next year. It's all recorded, so why not?
Are you getting the itch to you got to be getting the itch to start playing some live shows again? Did you guys do a drive-in?
Yeah, we did one drive-in.
Yeah,
it's like it was like half a fest. It was like, well, you know, it's that feeling where you're like, yeah, we're back, and then it's like, but only for now.
Right.
And then the next day you're not back again. But it's an interesting vibe. I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as the people who really want to do it are going to keep doing it. And the people who really feel invested in like this is their only path in life, they're going to keep doing it. You can't stop artists from making art.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting way to look at things, you know? And I have a lot of friends that are like, well, better start looking for a job. I've said it myself, you know? and it's like, it's tough reality. But I mean, to be honest with you, all things change in time. And, you know, my tough reality now was probably someone's tough reality 2 years ago, or, you know what I mean? Or will be next year. You know what I mean? There could be definitely more of this stuff. So it just sucks that the entertainment industry the live entertainment industry had to be the one to go. But, you know, when there's a pandemic, I mean, I'm not selfish. This is how shit goes. And, you know, and it's an interesting world. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
Take the good out of it. We wouldn't have had this show.
That's true.
God, I'm so glad we live in Canada, boys. Yeah.
Are you crying?
Yeah, kind of. I'm just.
We got him crying.
It's just Canada. It's kind of a good place to be, no matter. what.
So if you had the opportunity to go down south, would you?
No, not right now. No way. Brandon just went on vacation down there, drove up the West Coast.
It's funny how they say the border's closed, but it's like, but it's not.
No, he flew to Phoenix from Toronto.
Yeah,
is the border closed?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, exactly. I was like, sure. But hey, people got to go, you know, and people get stir crazy and restless, do your thing. But like, it's wild. It's wild. Like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying I'm stuck in Hamilton. I don't even care.
You can't go anywhere. You have lots of work to do anyway, John.
Yeah, I guess so. Tons to do.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, man. Again, I love monstertruck.com. If people want to visit the website, buy some merchandise, makes a great Christmas present.
Support the guys.
Yeah. I love it. He's just like, whatever. You don't, are you one of those guys who just isn't a good promoter in that way? You don't like being like, hey, buy my stuff, buy my shirts, buy this, buy that.
I'm from a totally different realm of that. So when we got into like the rock, I used to buy stuff because I thought it was cool, and that's why I thought people bought stuff, was because they liked it and thought it was cool, not because someone was telling them to buy it.
Sure. Well, yeah.
So that's my only thing about it. I have this weird I don't know what it is. It's so stupid. And I realized that, you know, and trust me, I used to not go to the merch table after we played. Like we'd support someone, and what the hell am I doing? Why wouldn't I go to? You got to do that because people are going to buy your stuff and pay for your gas. Yeah. And it's like, or whatever your expense you need. And it's like, now I don't really I should probably mention it more. I'm glad you guys do.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Well, it's one of those things. I don't know. I'm not a toot my own horn kind of guy, even though, sometimes I come across that way. But it's not, I don't know. It makes me feel weird to be like, buy my shit.
Buy his shit. Buy our shit. Buy everybody. Hey, I got mask. Buy our mask. We got guitar picks. We got David. Buy everything.
HooGie is always about selling stuff. So,
dude, it's the way to be.
Revenue stream.
This is why we have someone managing our merch and things like that, right? Because, well, I'm going to do it. Jared's a lot more. He's the reason why a lot of these things come about, because he's very unabashed about.
You want a coffee sponsor? You want a beard sponsor?
Yep.
I can take care of you.
Let's do it. I'm all about it. Because I realize how like it's not even like I don't like self-promoting. It's just it's not something that goes through my brain.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not thinking when I'm talking to you guys, I'm not thinking talk about the t-shirts. But some guys it is doing that. You know what I mean? And more power to them, because they'll probably be more successful than me. But like I don't know. For some reason, it just never registered.
Well, either way, ilovemonstertruck.com is the website, and some new albums coming out from you guys next year. Looking forward to that, man.
Right on, man.
Look them up.
Well, thank you so much. There you go, John from Monster Truck. Thanks so much for joining us this week, man. It's the Mark and HooGie Show.
The Mark and HooGie Show. Visit us online at themarkandhoogieshow.com.